Yo, what's up, guys? Thanks for checking out the channel. You are tuning into 22 Chaos Film Review. So today, we're going to do a breakdown of Shedeur Sanders against the Tennessee Titans. Obviously, it's a huge game. Unfortunately, they didn't get the win. It is what it is, but we all know that Shedeur balled out. So what we're going to do, take a look at a couple plays, see where he could have been better, see where he was excellent, see what they can do going into the next week. But overall, really proud of this kid, proud of this young man for staying the course. Things are coming together. I'm noticing that he's picking up things well, seeing things well. Again, the Tennessee Titans wasn't world beaters on defense, but at the end of the day, I thought for a rookie, for a fifth-round rookie, I thought he did excellent. So let's get into it here. But the first thing is we want to make sure we just go over the stats. We want to give him credit. We want to go over his stats. So let's do that. All right. So passing completion percentage wasn't great, but 23 out of 42, not bad. Obviously, we know he had 364 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, which we will review on the film. And then the rushing attempts were 3, obviously trying to get out of there, get out of the pocket. And then he also, I believe, had 1 rushing touchdown. So overall, like I said, great game. But let's get into the film here now. We're going to switch our angle a little bit. So give me 1 second. Alrighty, so let's start from the beginning. All right, so one of the things I wanted to start off with, guys, for this Kevin Stefanski offense is that, or this Tommy Rees offense, whoever's calling plays this week. No, it was Tommy Rees though. But one of the things that I thought they did well was get the linebackers in space, make the linebackers make some plays. And I don't think the Tennessee Titans were able to capitalize on that, or I don't think that was just really a good matchup that they could exploit. So you'll see here on the first play, you got your tight end here. He's going to essentially run kind of like you want to get this linebacker open. So he's kind of running like an out and it's like a up and in almost essentially. I don't know if it's an option route. I know when I do Drake May and Patriots offense film review, I would essentially defer this as an option route. But essentially what he does is he gets his linebacker to open up. Flips his hips open, because the primary thing is that they're assuming that you're going to try to speed race to the sideline, get a quick 5-yard gain. Well, actually what he does is, because his linebackers opened up, he's able to cut inside, and Shedeur hits that right on the money. So let's see that again from it. All right, up, get him open, cut in. Shedeur hits him right when he sits in the zone. Nice big play. Just simple. These are the things that we talk about when we say reading things faster, during your high keys, situations like that. So let's continue. Okay, we got a motion. I want to tell you guys why this motion is actually pretty important. So the Tennessee Titans normally will run a cover 3 look. That is a primary defense. They are 73% zone. Okay, and the Browns offense, though it has not been utilized with Judy and Njoku and some of these guys, they have some really good talent on this offense in terms of the weaponry. Decent talent when Judy gets his head out of his ASS. They have some really good talent. But anyway, going back to the play, you have this motion here, which is going to signal everyone, the defense, to shift to their right, the offensive left. When that happens, you have essentially, let's go back here. You have 1, 2, and now you have 3. Okay, and then you have essentially 3 guys over here as well. So what's going to happen is it's going to avert everybody's eyes to the left. Now you still have your linebacker here. You still have your, I believe this is your outside linebacker or slot corner. You're still going to have relative discipline from the defense, but watch this play transpire. Look how they opened up. Linebacker in the middle opens up. They're trying to go to some version of what I believe is a cover 3 using your 2 outside guys. It's almost like an inverted cover. Let me show it again to show you guys what I'm talking about. So it's right here. Okay, they shift and then boom. He's rotating out to cover the flat. He's going to be running deep, and I'm actually going to show that when I do another freeze frame, but I want to show you guys what ends up happening, how this play opens up for the running back. But before I do that, I actually want to show you guys 2 things. So follow me here. We're going to focus on the running back, right? Let's run the play all the way out. Okay, look how no one's here. You just have the guy that was covering the flat. I'm going to show you something. Motion, everyone's here. They're waiting. They're assuming He's getting the ball, play action. Okay, they got to bail. Once they bail, because your strong side was to the offensive left, the defensive right, you have all of the focus and even the drop back pattern of the linebacker to the right side, to the strong side. Now you also have, I believe, Jeudy here, who's going to be looking like he's shooting across field. And I want to show you something to show you guys the cover 3 look. So you got X, I got the X's here for a reason. X playing deep, X safety off the screen playing deep. This guy underneath cornerback playing underneath. Now in a cover 3 look, and I want to show you, and I'm going to show you guys this on film. This seam route can be open. If this play was intended for this player, it would be nice for him to get it, even if it's not intended for him. I like for him to get his head around here because this Shedeur's ready to throw this actually. And if he has his head around, this is a layered throw that I believe he can get either a speed dart over the shoulder or even maybe a jump ball situation, depending on how quickly he reads it, how quickly he gets his head around. But this is the cover 3 look. Now with that cover 3 look, as we open up, as you see again, these guys are all focused on the strong side. This guy, number 23, doesn't have anything threatening him. So he's able to essentially just stay right there essentially and just play the underneath just in case something comes backside or maybe Shedeur scrambles backside, something like that. But what we notice is that the offensive line is on the move. So that's a clear indicator. And again, no one's seen that they're on the move. Eyes turn, eyes turn. His eyes are here. His eyes are on Jeudy. This guy's the safety that's off screen is too far away to make a play. And guess what? Because of all of that attention on the strong side of the offense and the defense reacting off of that, you're able to sneak in a screen where you have nothing but open space. This is good play design. This is slowly adding more to Shedeur's plate and being able to do things that are moving and shifting the defense and being able to take advantage of it. And that's why I really like this play. Again, it's not so much a Shedeur thing on this play. It's more so just a overall scheme thing that makes a lot of sense. I believe we got this from the end zone angle. Yeah, let's just watch this one more time. I want you to, again, focus on the linebackers here. They see that shift. Look at them. They're alert, alert, alert. We now the strong side. And I believe this already may have been the strong side, but now we are moving even more people to the strong side, which we need to be prepared for. There could be a run to the strong side, things like that. They shift. They see now they're shifting. And at the same time, they're shifting, snap the ball, and they're thinking, okay, this guy potentially could be getting the ball, which then freezes them. Okay, he's not getting the ball. We're all bailing out again, as you can see with my arrow. Again, he had an opportunity to throw that. But again, focusing on the play, look at all this green grass. And they're able to make a play. So this is just a really good play design, great execution from the offense in total. Go to the next play. I believe this is Shedeur's touchdown throw. Okay. Again, guys, I don't want to be that guy, but I heard the narrative out there was that he can't call protections because he couldn't do it game 1 with no reps. He's clearly been showing all game that he's calling protections, making sure these guys understand where to line up, where to block, who's hot, where's the blitz coming from. I saw him do this all game. Again, is this defense a world beater defense? No, absolutely. But for a quote unquote 5th round pick, pretty darn impressive. Gets to the line, drops back, and just puts it on the money over 2 guys. I'm not going to hyperanalyze this play. I think his footwork could have been sharper, could have been cleaner, but ultimately he just makes this look too easy, man. He's just extremely accurate with the football. He has a natural accuracy that even for him to be that relaxed in the red zone to me was pretty interesting. I wouldn't say interesting, but pretty cool, showing that he has so much more potential because he's doing some high-level things, really, and making it look easy, especially in the red zone where it's harder to score. Look at that walking back, which I don't like that walking back. I will admit there are some times that hurt him in this game. I think we'll show the interception, but overall, great play. So here we go again. Trips left, bail out. Everyone's bailing out. And this is something that I also want to give Shedeur credit for. When you throw for 364 yards and you have a good dose of big plays, but they're all not big plays, these are how you pick up those 10 to 12. Get the ball to your athletes, man. That is something that I love that Drake May does. It's something that Caleb does, I think, fairly well. Get the ball to your athletes. There is no reason that as a young QB, you do not need to always be looking to make the big play. Sometimes take what the defense gives you. Tom Brady made a career out of it. Tom Brady won 7 Super Bowls because of it, of that mentality of, hey, let's just take what the defense is giving us. And what you'll see here is that they're on this offensive, everyone's on the defensive line. Everyone's on the line of scrimmage. On your up, let's go from center up, meaning like up screen. So you have the center, the guard, the tackle, cool bet. You also have the running back. That's 4 people to block, which essentially is 1, 2, 3, 4. They're all accounted for. For the right side is accounted for. Now on the left side, you see guard, tackle, and then obviously you have an end man here. You don't know if he's Shepard or anything like that, but let's just assume that on this left side, you really only had a guard. You really only have a guard and a tackle against these 3 potential guys that are coming. So Shedeur automatically, or at least I believe he knows, I'm hot to my left. Means that something's probably coming from my left, which means I'm probably going to look left because, again, where a linebacker or somebody is blitzing, if you have a receiver that is running a route, that becomes your out route traditionally. Again, I'm not an offensive guy, I'm more of a defensive guy, but this is how we are taught this in order to counter certain things that the offense may do when we give them a certain look. So you see here, these guys drop. As you can see, Shedeur is looking left. So it's like, okay, well, they got me. Nothing's open. He's already off of that. He's already like, okay, well, let me look at my backside. My backside's not there either. Check down. Couple yards. Taking what the defense gives us. Let's live to see another play. Okay, next play. Let's see here. Thought he did a great job here. Pulled it. Took a scramble. Keep yourself ahead of the sticks. Another thing that a lot of people don't talk about when they do film reviews, or at least in general about just an offense in general, staying ahead of the sticks is extremely important, guys. Extremely important. So plays like this, again, these aren't world beater plays. This isn't me trying to, just extra pump Shedeur. What I'm trying to point out to you is that this guy is, or this young quarterback is starting to learn at an accelerated pace. The speed of the game is slowing down for him, and he's able to use his athleticism not as a go-to. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. I should say he's not using his athleticism recklessly. Now he's understanding, especially in the cold, with these hits hurt. I think he did a great job this game of knowing when to take it, essentially knowing when to hold them and knowing when to fold them, as they say. So we'll review this again. This is a cover 1 look. It's man across the board. These guys don't win. Okay, bet, cool. Let me get out of here. Stay ahead of the sticks. All right, let's get into the next play. Oh man, I wanted to talk about this one about a bit. So the cornerback in me really hates this play because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to try to pause it right when I can tell you this with cornerbacks beat without even knowing the play. Beat. As a cornerback, unless you 100% know that is about to be a fade route, I'm talking about Randy Moss in his prime fade route, you cannot flip your hips like that on a receiver in the NFL because you have lost the momentum. The only way that you recover from essentially getting diffed like this, as a kid say, the only way you recover from this is if you do a swivel turn with your head, and I can just assure you against Judy, that's not going to work. You have to be able to jam, keep space, and stem, and keep yourself at a leverage that makes sense to where if this person is going outside or inside, you are still square and you are on your toes, able to move in either direction. The minute you over commit to what you think the route is going to be, especially in offenses now that have a lot of options, they're taught to play off of a cornerback's movement. You have to stay square and be the last to move, essentially, because you want to make sure you don't give them anything that you don't want to give them. He was essentially, I guess, very scared of potentially running that fade route, and so he overcommits to the fade route, and then look what happens. Overcommits, Judy runs up, Shedeur puts that thing on the money, and you're beat. Simple. You're gonna run cover 1, which is man across the board. You got to be able to hold your own against the dogs outside, and unfortunately he just didn't do that. Shedeur steps right into that throw, puts it on the money. That's touchdown. Come on, man. Lock in. All right, let's see what we got. Oh yeah, nice little fade route. Sorry, I ruined the surprise there, but I got excited. All right, so this is just a really good touch throw. I believe this is a safety, but this is a really good touch throw by Shedeur. But I want to tell you how this gets open. This I forgot actually who this is. My brain's escaped me. But watch this double move here. This is really the key to this play. That's why I want to highlight it. Double move. He gets some staggering up, just enough. And again, when you are racing out like that, you're trying to compete in space. The last thing you want to do is be overly reactionary. And also too, you gotta, again, I think that's a safety. So I'm not gonna criticize him for not knowing these little these technical things or being able to do them in real time coming from that angle in that position. But again, when you are covering a fade route or an up route in any sorts, you always want to try to make sure you squeeze the sideline as they push upfield, right? The sideline can be your extra defender, if you will. But if you give a good quarterback with good accuracy space, if you give a good quarterback with accuracy space, what happens is that you'll see that this route is ran with kind of a fading upfield, top shoulder, bow. There's just nothing that you can do there for a good throw. So it's a great throw by Shedeur. Even better route to get open. Shout out to the offensive line, did a better job giving Shedeur time to throw. I think he actually had 3.57 seconds to throw, which was the slowest time, or I should say the most time to throw this week. So shout out to them. But I also think that one thing I also want to mention that I haven't mentioned is that the Titans have been playing all game. They played deep. They played for the deep ball. No disrespect to Dillon Gabriel. I don't know you. I whatever. I'm not that relevant to anyone's life that I'm talking about right now. But I will say this: Dillon Gabriel. If I'm defensively, they sat in the flats. We're not worried about him going deep. He doesn't have the arm strength. He can't see over the line of scrimmage. This is the difference. Again, they still lost this game. So at the end of the day, it was still the same result. But that was more so a team loss than it was a Shedeur at quarterback loss. These guys, these Tennessee Titans, respected his accuracy and his deep ball all game, and that is why he ate him up underneath time and time again. So again, just want to show this play. This stand in the pocket, makes a play. Oh, actually, funny enough, I give him all the love, and then I'm about to actually show the interception play. So let's actually take a look at this. This is bad habits, and I'm actually going to show this from the end zone view. That's a lot better, but we know where this goes. This is just a straight interception, bad play. So a couple things. Let's see here. Yeah, let's get on to I want to show you guys from the end zone angle what this is about. So what you'll notice, and I'm actually going to use my handy dandy pin here. This is where he should be aligned. Let's do that. Let's do this. Straight line. Straight line. He drifts in a way that really cost him. And also, too, I want to keep in mind that there's something else about this throw I thought was interesting. So you want to drop back. He actually drifts, and I don't believe this was the intention. I think this is just a natural habit that he's got to break. Let's see this. He drifts. See how he drifts? I'm not sure why. I'm not a quarterback's coach, so I won't condemn him for it. I just noticed that when we saw this with Drake May a lot and early in his, first year, kind of even earlier this year, I know this is something that a lot of QB coaches said they needed to correct. So I'm going to go with the experts here and say that he probably didn't need to drop, or fade like he did. But he fades. Not only that, as he breaks it, look, just continuously going back. This is an old habit thing to me. Because I don't believe anything's open on the backfield or down the field, just throw it away. You know what I'm saying? This is one of those, let's throw it away. Let's live to see another play. But I do understand why he threw this. And I want you guys to notice something here with the football. And again, this is not a Shedeur excuse, but I actually saw this. This ball actually gets caught in the wind. And that is also why this throw is extremely inaccurate. So as you guys can see, the receiver's running here. The ball kind of where he throws it was supposed to be like a here. It gets caught in the wind at some point and it kind of directs more like here. And that's And that's just something Shedeur has to know. That's not an excuse or anything like that. It just really does get caught in, because I really analyze. I'm like, why did he throw this? Or what was the, was it just him scared? But I actually saw it when you see it from both angles and you look at the ball, you kind of see how it ends up like getting caught in the wind. See how it see how it verts back to the left as you're looking at it. So either way it go, you can't have those kind of plays. He did have those kind of plays. He did have that interception, and so hey, you got to live to see another play. Let's go back. Let's go to the next play. Got a bunch left. Oh, this is a good sit down route. Yeah, it's just a good sit down route. I'm not gonna hyperanalyze this play. I want to just show you guys. Thought this was a really good play design here by Stefanski. You have what seems like maybe like a slight in slash over the top. This guy's playing underneath. The safety is going to play over the top. They got a two-man game here. One's playing over the top in a cover 3. So again, they spam cover 3. So these are some of the cover 3 beaters. Right here where this 40 mark is, a lot of times in that kind of square, I'll actually draw that out so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Usually right up in here, right in this areas where you have some opening for that cover 3. So I love that they essentially did kind of two-part, like where they kind of ran the same route and then just had a fall guy here, a sit guy here. But look how deep they are, man. Just extremely deep, giving a lot to the underneath. And granted, there's nothing coming underneath right on this play, but he's the underneath guy. But just still, it's just the fact that they play off so deep because they respect his arm, in my opinion. So it's just a sit down route, great time, decent throw, and they move the sticks. Okay, I think this is the same play. We'll just watch it again from the end zone angle. Everyone's making their calls, great communication on the front line, steps up in the pocket, throws the ball. Simple. Not everything has to be hard. You don't need to roll every play. You don't need to do all these extra things. Sometimes you just got to sit in the pocket, climb that sucker, and go make a play, and deliver the ball on time. So let's see here. We got here. Oh, okay. Remember when we talked about, before this play finished, remember when we talked about getting those linebackers in space and using kind of that like up and in or up and out route? Well, look, now you're going to see it again. And I want to shout out this guy because he actually does a lot on this play. Chip block, works the linebacker, gets that inside. It's a big play. Again, shout out to Shedeur, being able to read it, see it open, throw it open. I want to talk about this play. Even though this is a big play, actually I'm a little critical of Shedeur in this play. I believe we have the end zone angle of this play. So big time play, but let's look at his mechanics. Let's look at his footwork here. So we got lazy footwork here. He oversteps, he overstrides and almost slipped. That's probably football field. That's the grass. We'll take it as it is. He slides up. Throw that. But you know what he does? Instead, he has a heel click. Heel click, tapping the ball. These are things he's going to have to break the habit of because this guy's open. Throw that right now. That guy throws that up now. He can juke that one defender that's behind him and make even a bigger play than he did. But just playing it a little slower makes it for more of a medium gain or just a good play instead of potentially a great play. So, and I believe this is his end zone touchdown. Again, nothing to really hyper fix on. He's just, oh no, this is actually his scramble. Yeah, let's go back. Just a little bit. This guy's being an athlete. You got the scouts told me that he wasn't athletic, that he can't scramble, that he's too slow. And I don't know, man. This is real Patrick Mahomes-esque, if you will. real Patrick Mahomes-esque. Let's watch that one more time. Just the things that he go through. Getting his shirt pulled on. Just making a play. Hey, gotta go make a play. So, shout out to Shedeur, man. Making a play. In the red zone, by the way. Again, Stefanski. Running back. Look again. See what I'm talking about? You guys see it. I shouldn't even have to say anything at this point because we're getting smarter about football. What's going on here? Option route. Inside cut. Give up the middle of the field. Big gain. 3 times on this film review that they ran that for a huge gain. When it's on film, any NFL team's gonna spam what they think is gonna work, and if it's working, they're gonna dare you to stop it. There is nothing wrong. Josh McDaniels I feel like he coined this. He will run that same play until you stop it, and then he'll run it again out of different formation. So just good job there by the offensive play call. and just hitting them in stride. And that's the thing over and over, time and time again. Shedeur is hitting these guys in strides, getting yak yards because he's hitting them in stride, not because he's throwing 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage for a touchdown, right? It's actually throwing these guys open. Speaking of throwing someone open, boom. Great jump ball. Great jump ball. Still think he kind of could work on the footwork here, be a little sharper on his footwork and his drop, but overall, great accuracy. Great route, great accuracy. And one thing I want to point out too at the top of this route, it's just putting your safety in a tough position, or I believe safety in a tough position. One, this is a bigger man. He's trying to jam him at the line of scrimmage for whatever reason, and I just don't understand why. I probably would have played it slightly a little different. I think one of my lights just went out. But but yeah, so he tries to jam him, doesn't work. He beats him out the break. He's flat-footed, jump ball, secure that touchdown. That's a great catch, by the way. So let's keep it honest. That's a great catch, but at the end of the day, and I want to give love to both. I want to Shedeur and Njoku. So anyway, that's that. I think we have this from the end zone angle too as well, just so you guys can see this. It's the same play. Yeah. In a second. Yeah, just the same play, big time play. And let's see here. I think last play, showing you guys from the end zone. Again, got to work on that footwork, but and I think that could be and to be honest with you, now that I'm looking at it again, it actually really could have been a better throw to where he probably could have led him to the pylon, to the back pylon. But again, great play, receiver, good throw by the quarterback. So yeah, man. So let's see here. So that's my review on Shedeur. I think grade wise, everyone loves to talk about grades. Grade wise, I thought he was a B+. I think there's some things that he still could do. Mechanically, we still have some things to work on. He's in much need of a really good offseason. I don't know personally his quarterbacks coach. I know that guy's out here in Houston. So I know these guys are going to be down here in Houston where I live, getting the work in. So he's definitely going to be in need of an offseason. But the way that Shedeur is accelerating week to week to handle his business, to go out there and command the offense, he was in complete command of the offense this entire game. I thought they did great jobs of running up tempo. He was making sure everyone's set. He called his protection wells. The offensive line relatively communicated very well. He took some sacks. It wasn't a perfect game, but I think, again, for Shedeur, on the pace he's on, what he's faced up against in the inclement weather, being able to throw for 364 yards, a lot of people were ready to say that those yards were going to just be gimme yards or the game was over. But no, he brought his team back for an opportunity to win or at least take it into overtime. I'm not going to get too much into the Stefanski's conspiracies. I don't have time. But I did want to say overall, I thought he did great. I thought Shedeur did great. I'm going to give him a B+. And man, I can't wait to see what he does next week. So thank you guys for checking out the channel. Again, this is 22 Chaos. Like, subscribe, comment, tell me how I'm doing. Let me know where I can be better. Let me know if you want me to pull up a game and we do this. Let me know what's going on. We do on the ones and twos. I'm lame, man. But thank you guys for chilling with me. And thank you for getting smart about football. Appreciate you. Peace.